Hi guys, and welcome to Mark Bayersky YouTube channel. I'm here once again at the Art Lounge. I've had my little morning coffee, which is from a local village, my water, and I had some avocados, tomatoes, mushrooms, and it was really lovely. So I'm all ready now to begin day 2 and I think chapter 16 or 17 from a beautiful book which is called The Power of Moldavite. And this book is going to be a Moldavite book, so it's going to have Q&A, questions and answers. It's going to teach you all about which crystal works best with Moldavite, and I'm going through that now actually. There's quite a lot of work to be done. And all the amazing experiences I've had with Moldavite over the 14 years of working with clients. So you're going to really love some of the things that I didn't even realise I forgot about are all coming back now, and I'm sharing these stories. You're going to love it because it's going to confirm to you why a crystal, why you lose them, or you think you lose them, where do they go from there, and why is it I'm feeling this, and why is this happening to me. And so all of these questions, guys, that you've put to me are all going to be answered. Well, they have been answered. I'm just going through a beautiful transformation myself. I'm here in Bali, Ubud, and some exciting news for myself hopefully in the next day or so. So everything's going really well. I'm really happy, a lot of changes in my life, and you can see them changes. What do I want to talk about today? When I say you can see them, yesterday somebody said you look tired. I just had a colonic. I just had a colonic! It was quite amazing actually, and I'm not, nothing embarrasses me. I've been working as a psychic for 14 years. I've sat in front of people. There's nothing that freaks me out. There's nothing that oh my god, I'm shocked by hearing that. Nothing at all shocks me anymore. I can sit with anybody and hear any story because I've heard most of them all before. So when I share stuff with you, it's because probably I've never been shocked with hearing all of these amazing stories that you come to me and share with me. As a psychic, would try and help you along that journey. So yeah, I thought I'm going to go for a colonic. And this woman was amazing. Obviously it's a little bit embarrassing, right? But to her, she's been doing it 14 years, and we end up having the biggest chat and laugh while I got this thing inserted on my butt. And it was, I've got to say, she was like a psychic poo reader. Like, are you kidding me? Oh yeah, you don't chew your food enough. I'm going, really? Yeah, look at this. No, I don't want to look. I don't want to look at anything. Yeah, look, it's good to look. I said, I don't want to look, please. Anyway, she starts telling me about, she realised that, are you kidding me? You can see that by what you're looking at in the pipe. It's like, yeah, and she was telling me stuff about myself and about what was trapped inside me, not just physically but emotionally. Wow, she could even hit the years as well. So there was trapped stuff in there which accumulates over the years because of eating meat and stress. So emotions cause a lot of problems in the stomach, and that's why it's called your second brain, right? So it's really interesting. So now I'm going tonight again. Get one day miss, go again tonight, and then give it a miss and going out the following night. So basically we're clearing out years of emotion of bad food that I've eaten, and it's great. And I've got to admit, I haven't felt better in my life, but yesterday I looked a bit drained because when you're having stuff like this done, it's kind of stressful on the stomach and the head in a physical manner, so I was a bit tired. I did sleep really well, but I looked a bit tired, but hopefully you can see I don't look too bad today. So the outcome of that was brilliant. So tomorrow, if I look a little bit, a little bit tired again, and I start speaking like this, you know why. She was telling me that only 5% are men who go because men don't really look after themselves and they don't really care about their body as much. They just, you know what we're like, forget it, doesn't matter, forget it, until it gets really bad, and then we'll go and get something sorted. But for me, she said, I can see that you really care for your temple, meaning my body. And I said, I do. She said, yeah, because you're coming here doing this, which most men won't do, it says a lot about you. And I thought, wow, that's so interesting. So you know what, if I've influenced one guy today to go for a colonic, then I would really, really recommend it. From the bottom of my heart, I would really recommend it to all the women, all the men. And I know I'm going to probably get loads of messages saying you shouldn't say stuff like that because colonics, no, somebody's going to tell me it's dangerous, right? I mean, like anything, you know, if I say, you know, I want you to love everybody, somebody's going to say, don't do that, it's dangerous, because there's always somebody who's a critic. There's always, this is what we were talking about yesterday, there's always somebody waiting to judge, criticize, and that's the way it is, I'm afraid, guys. There's light, there's dark, there's happiness, there's sadness, there's seeing the beauty in everything and seeing the negative in anything. So which are you? So I decided to change my life. Let's talk about something today which is really interesting. Over the years, I've noticed a pattern with a lot of people who are quite simply amazing. And what that is I think when we come here, I think a lot of us still hold on to the memory of who we once were before we came back. Because we come back here many times, there's no doubt about that. We know that because of many things that you and I have done that we have memories of, or we have a feeling about something, or we want to do something and we feel as if we've done this before. You know what I mean? So we know, I mean, anybody who can have a little bit of an open mind would know that if a child starts playing a piano at 6 years old and never played it before, why did that happen? Okay, so we're starting to realise that there's people in the world who have found their home when they used to live here before. Before they even get to the street, they know which street it is, they know what house it is, they know what's inside that house. I've met people who have shared information that to certain people that in certain houses there is a hidden doorway, and they've knocked that down and there was a doorway up to another room. So we know now, there's no doubt in my mind, I've always believed this anyway, that we come back. And I think what we forget about is that if we've done things that have been very productive, and then we come back again and at that time it's not as productive, I think it's a bit like us having a successful business, then it going bust, and then us wanting a successful business again. We get frustrated because we remember the successful business, or we had a beautiful love and that disappeared, and then we're trying to find that kind of love again, and then it's never successful. And I think there's something in this that we all need to really look at. We're chasing something that is not there, and it never will be. And what we're chasing is the energy of a past frustration of what we want or what we had, whether it be in this world or the world that we had before in a past life. And I think if we recognize that, I think we can clear the art of frustration, because it is an art to clear frustration, because sometimes we don't even see it, and we end up being in a spaghetti junction in our head with everything going wrong. Why is this happening to me? I should be this, I should be that, I could be this, why am I not there, why is this happening? And I sit and listen to people, and I want to say, if you just listen to the way you are and how you are, that in itself is a lack of focus in the direction that you want to go in. Because what you're actually focused on is the frustration of not having what you want, where you're going. And I kind of say that you are your own worst enemy. And yet we don't see it when we're in that, because it's so evident that we're so frustrated that it takes over our whole being. And I often say to people, go and sage yourself, go for a walk, do something else, because it's all to do with your mind, bringing back those memories or those fragments of a past memory within your energy. So we can change instantly. And you've often felt really bad, and then a few hours later you feel a lot better. Well, why is that? What difference is it for 2 hours? Shouldn't I be the same? Well, you're not the same. You've changed now. You're a different outlook, right? So it's the way you're feeling. So something's happened that's triggered you to let go of those memories. And thus, I've worked all these years in changing my mindset to bringing forward a more inner peace and balance and seeing things in a more positive way. And I try my best now, every day. If I ever trip and fall, I pick myself back up and use certain tips and things that I can do to go to Mother Nature, to let go and to believe, and always to say where I am is where I'm meant to be and where I'm going is where I'm taken to, which means my path is as it should be. Now, a lot of people get this mistaken, because people send me messages often like, well, if it's all written and it's all meant to be like that, well, where's free will and why we can't change it? I've never said that to anybody, never. That's your interpretation, or you've heard it from somewhere else. At any given moment, you can change your path and destiny by the way you feel and the way you trust. So if you want to live in frustration of not getting it and pushing and forcing, then you're going to go in one direction. If you're going to trust your path and your journey, and whatever comes into your life is meant to be, then that's another path. Now, free will gives you a choice of doing either or, right? So I've never said to you, your path is set in stone. I've said that everything that comes into your life is as it should be, but you can reject it very easily, and you do. More often than not, you reject your path, I'm telling you. And more often than not, the reason why you reject it is because you're so frustrated and you're so thinking negative that you miss what's coming to you and there in front of you. And it's the little things, not the thunderbolt and lightning strikes. And I've recognised over these 14 years, it's the little tiny things that make you realise, oh wow. And then you see things, and then you shift and you change and you move and you go in the direction you're meant to go in. Everything is free will. Nobody's going to stop you. Well, if that's going to happen, there's nothing I can do about it. Not necessarily at all. Certain things happen for the higher good of ourselves, but if we're evolving and changing all the time, then so is our destiny all the time. So my belief is where you are is where you're meant to be. That doesn't mean that everything will be exactly as it's meant to be in that form. It means that if you trust in your path and you believe in your path, then everything is as it should be. And whatever comes, I will watch out and keep my eyes open and see and learn and experience and grow, whether good or bad. So there is light, there is dark. And you are light one day and the next day you are dark. But you know what? You're going to try and be more light every day. And that darkness disappears. And what is darkness? It's fear. Don't get it wrong. Don't think I'm talking voodoo, black magic, or negative and bad spirits. No. I'm talking about the darkness. And the darkness is fear. That's all it is. You clear the fear, you then create the light. You create happiness. And that's what I've been walking now. So I don't get involved in negativity. I don't get involved in criticism. I don't get involved in pulling people down. I don't get involved in judging you. I don't care about you. Of course I care about your happiness, but I don't care about the silly things that we do from day to day. We trip, we fall. You know, if I'm concerned about you, of course I'm going to send my love to you and healing to you, but I'm not going to get trapped in your world. I'm not going to start fearing it, because if I fear it, then I become that. And that's not what any of us should do. The secret is to send your love and say, wow, I'm so glad I feel stronger than that. I'm going to send that person the love that I feel within myself. And thus you grow, you are aware of seeing things that other people are in that situation you've grown from, and you should smile, because we all have to go through that. You can't live in somebody else's fear and challenges. You have to appreciate that and honour that, and that's all we can do. We can honour those situations and be there as much as you can, but you cannot step into their life and feel it and live it, because you're just going back all the time where you're meant to be stronger. So the stronger you are, the more the person who's going through that challenge sees that and says, you know what, I don't want to be like this. I want to be like you, man. And I say, good, because I used to see people that I used to respect and admire and say, gosh, one day I'd love to be like that energy. I don't want to be that energy, but I'd like to be like that. It's the difference. I don't want to be you, but I want to be in that happiness. And that's what I basically set on a journey in 14 years to get there. And I think I'm nearly there, guys. I feel amazing. I share that with you every day. I share the times that we fall. I fall often. I mean, I fall every day. You think, oh, Mark, no, you've no idea. I fall every day. But I recognize it, and that is the key to fixing that time that we fall, or that challenge, or that test, or that emotion, or that feeling that can make us feel down all day. So I just eliminate it with a quick shake off, and then move forward. I recognize it. I don't let it build up in me, because when you let it build up in you, that's when it becomes an issue. So I recognize the issue, I clear it away and move forward. And that's it, really. And I kind of share them little things with you day by day. And a lot of you, I've got to say, a lot of you are getting it. A lot of you have tried the way I kind of healed myself. And you're saying it is having a really positive effect on your life. So if I help one person in this world, right, through my falling, my suffering, then that's my job done. If I'd help 2 or 3 or 1,000, that doesn't make any difference to me. 1,000, it's exactly equally the same. It's not numbers, it's not how many people, it's if I've helped one person in my life, I've done my work. And that's how I live from day to day. So from a beautiful abode, from the Art Lounge, I wish you all a lovely day, guys. I know you're amazing. I share my heart with you every day. I try to connect with as many people under here as possible, and I often send you a little crystal when I think you need a little helping hand, or if you're really happy to, because I like the happy messages too, because you deserve a nice little crystal. I'll always do that every day because it makes me feel good, and that's part of my website, markbajerski.com. For each crystal I sell, I'm often giving crystals away. So not only are you buying a crystal from my website, but you're also giving a crystal to somebody else. And that's kind of what I do from day to day. I've done it for 14 years. Somebody was asking me the other day, how many crystals you think you've given away? I think I'm probably on a world record now, but then again, whether I gave 1 crystal away or 10,000 doesn't make any difference. But it's nice to know that you guys are really experiencing healing from the crystals from my website too. They make a difference, right? You know it. So I'm glad you enjoy that. That's it really. Right, I'm cracking on with my book. I'm going to do a full day's work now on the power of Moldavite. Trisha's working very hard, so send her all a big cuddle. She's my editor who edited my first book, which was Diary of an Accidental Psychic, so send Trisha a big hug. She's an amazing lady, yeah, it's very different for her because normally her work is more strategic. She works with horses, for the Horse and Hounds and all of these big magazines, so she's doing something that is very different, and she's doing great. I mean, imagine working with writing a book about Moldavite and hearing about all of these amazing things that have happened to you guys. So it's opening in her world as well. So please send her a big cuddle and make her the best editor, and let's make this book a really beautiful book. I'm really excited. Thanks guys for making it. Thanks for making my dreams come true, because without you guys it would never have happened. With all my heart, thank you. Have a great day, guys.